than some of us are carrying. That's one more person coming in, and that is Sherry. Yay. Okay, good. All right. Well, we will start seated, and we will start kind of with some flowing, flowing to get our breath going, flowing to get our bodies going. So my hands are resting first right on my thighs, and I first want to find that long spine. Okay. So just kind of get comfy in your chair. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for being here. And we're just going to flow forward. Let our chest kind of carry us. Let our hands slide forward. And then just a little bit of rocking back. Not a big cat-cow here, but a little heart, a little shoulders forward. With my breath, inhaling as I come forward, maybe up into the balls of my feet a bit. Exhale as I come back towards my hips. Inhaling, lifting my heels. Exhaling, pressing down in my heels a little bit back. Not a lot, just kind of again, getting into feeling and awareness of our body. Awareness of body awareness is one of the benefits, one of the gifts that yoga allows us. We start to be thinking about how our body's moving through space in a more refined way, more dedicated way. And we do that not just in the time we're in our chair or standing, but when we are moving throughout our day. Let's do 2 more. And again, this is just simple. Bring my heart forward. Mark a little bit into my spine and shoulders. And then coming up here, hands are more at my knees. I'm going to slide hand down the side of one leg. Pick myself up on an inhale. Slide down on the other side. And I'm just keeping that attachment there so they can kind of get a little support, but yet leaning forward and coming down just a bit, right? So don't go any deeper or any more forward than you're ready to go. So we're just feeling out our bodies a bit. I'm exhaling. Inhaling as I come up. Exhaling. Inhaling as I come up. A few more. Maybe you find yourself, just because of the repetition, gravity and the wakening up of your body. Maybe your breath is a little longer. Your stretch is a little bit longer. Let's do 2 more sets here. Keeping that back straight throughout that whole process. And now we're going to kind of incorporate both. So I'm going to pull one hand towards my hip, take the other hand down, and let myself kind of open into a gentle, gentle twist. Bring myself up, hands on my legs. Come on over and down one side as the other hand lifts up. Bring myself back into neutral. This is my inhale. This is my exhale. And maybe that hand that's sliding up, maybe you want to take it past your hip and all the way up your side body. Again, this is a flow. There is a continual movement here. So we're not jerking in and out of our bodies. We jerk in and out of our bodies. We're jerking in and out of our minds. And who needs that? There's enough things in our life that do that for us and to us. We don't need to do that for and to ourselves. Let's do 2 more sets here. Get that breath to extend, the bodies to lengthen. One more. Lost count. It's hard to count up to 2 when you're just feeling so good. There we go. And then from here, rock forward, bend into your elbows, press your palms into the upper part of your thighs, well, lower part of your your thighs, I guess the part by your knees. And then just flatten your spine and pull back on your elbows. And then lengthen up here and hold onto knees. As you do, collapse chin to chest. So you're really collapsed into an arc here. Shoulders are pulling forward. I'm holding on with dear life to my knees. And then I raise myself up and I come with bent arms, bring myself forward, straight spine here, crown reaching towards you. And then come on back and just let myself collapse, exhale. Bring myself forward, come in and onto my palms, bend into my elbows. My chest comes down in between my legs. Push up with your arms, straighten your arms, hold onto knees, collapse chin to chest. Rise on up, straight spine, bring yourself forward. Straight spine again. One more time, bring yourself up, collapse. Take yourself to center, bring yourself forward, elbows in. Bring yourself up. One arm reaches up, the other reaches down along the side of that chair. Come on over. Bring yourself up and lengthen your foot. Down. Let's take it on over. Take yourself. Keep flow going. So our arms are staying straight and long. One down, one up, and over. One more time each side. This time, reach up high. Lengthen down, and this time let that front arm bend at the elbow and do a little bit of hanging here, right? But I'm not unsupported. My hands still holding on or pushing into that front chair leg. Bending the elbow, you should feel that more in the side body and in your tricep, right? Just feel that. Don't put a lot of weight on your head, but just kind of let it collapse. There. Feel the opening a little more in the ribs. Push through and up onto that chair leg. Lift that arm up that was collapsed over your head. The other one, two in. And come on over, beginning first like this, finding that length. Then when you want, let that elbow bend. Yeah, feeling that in the tricep. Open up our hearts just a little bit. Breathing in this more static position. Lifting up with core strength in the arm that's lower and the arm that's higher. Everything assists in lifting you up. Let's take two cactus. Pull down. Just let's keep the elbows at the shoulders on this cactus instead of pulling it deep. Okay. And open up your heart. And raise on up. Pull them back down, shoulder height with elbows, and open up. Bring yourself up. Take them down now. Pull them down into your sides of your body. Okay. And then from here, lift on up. Pull on down. Take it on down right into the sides of your body. Bring it on up. Take it back just to shoulders. Bring yourself forward and trying to touch elbows, forearms, palms. Cross your thumbs. Lift your elbows up a little higher. Press weight into your palms, into whatever part of your forearms is touching. If you are like me right now, my arms are shaking. If you want, you can press a little bit more, lift a little higher. And then relax. Take it out. Take it down. Take one elbow up, straighten the other arm down. Bring yourself back. One elbow lifts, the other one comes down. This was this awkward scarecrow position. Come on and pull up, release down. Bring yourself back. Release down. Yeah, good. Both arms pull up, and let's just do a little bit of pulsing here. And squeeze your shoulder blades together. And you should feel this again in the triceps, in the shoulders, the deltoids, maybe in your chest area. Just a little bit of pulsing. Pulse up, fingers lift, bring your arms up, inhale. And take your palms together, okay? So they're together. Then I want you to open them up and take a twist in the wrist and touch your palms together with that twist in your wrist. So in other words, we are, instead of like this, we have turned our palms and we're like that. Yeah. And then from here, let's really lengthen up. Feel the shoulders really squeezing up here. Press into your palms. And then exhale. Woo, go ahead and release your arms on down. Should feel like we just got some good arm strengthening, side lengthening. Let's do a couple shoulder rolls forward and a couple back. Pull back. Squeeze up and forward. Good. Take your arms up. Bend into your elbows. And take the base of your hand right on the top of your head. And then turn those fingers backwards and slide them down the back of your skull as your arms start to come closer together, okay? We're in what we call a prostrate position. If we were laying on the ground, belly down, forehead to the ground, and our hands would be back here. Try not to let the weight of your hands push your head forward. You're resting your head maybe on the back of your hands, and you should feel this in your triceps. I don't know what it is we did on Tuesday, but Wednesday, my triceps really, I could feel that it was either in this class or my earlier class or both, that I did something to awaken and enliven those triceps. Yeah. And then go ahead and lift up and relax down again. But this time, keep going and take right under left. Come into eagle arms. Scoot your left foot over, let the right leg cross. If that's not appropriate for you, just slide that leg on down, but have some kind of attachment there. Okay. And that top foot ankle, if you have the flexibility, can double wrap around. Okay, so we're in our eagle legs. If we were doing this standing, we would be balancing right on that right foot. Nope, that's my left foot. Left foot that's down, my right one's crossed over. And from here, lift up, inhale. Come forward on an exhale. Elbow to knee, bow down. Rise up, straight spine, then lengthen arms. And exhale, bow down. Chin towards chest, squeeze into that thyroid. Open up here. Exhale it down. One more. Lengthen straight spine. Lift up. Pull down. Squeeze. Curl, tuck, round. Feel the shoulders curling in, pulling away from your earlobes. Rise back up, inhale. And exhale, release those arms. Fly up. Just leave your legs like they are for a bit. And exhale, fly down. Let your head come and go with this. Inhale, fly up. Exhale, down. Good. Go ahead and release your legs and let's take it in the opposite way. Squeezing legs together, maybe here, still squeezing, maybe here, maybe back, and then take. So now my left is over my right. Maybe you guys have done the reverse, that's fine. Lift up in. And now let's go ahead and float down. Take left under right. Find your cross. Find your eagle, right? Lots of different kinds of eagles out there. So be your own eagle. Fly up with those eagle arms and then come into curling, rounding into your eagle body. Rise up with an inhale. Roll on down. Exhale. 2 more times. Rise up. Roll on down. Exhale. Rising up. One more time. Hold. Let that heavy head come on up. Exhale, releasing arms. Let yourself fly. Come on up. Exhale, those big, strong wings come down and you bow down to yourself. Then you lift up to the heavens. Finding clarity. Take that clear vision into yourself. Relaxing hands, palms forward, chin lifts. Release your legs and just find yourself seated in a mountain pose here. Let's find stillness. We haven't found that yet today. We started really active. So let's just come into moments of quiet into ourselves. Into your breath. All right, let's go ahead and work a little bit into the legs, seated, and then we'll do a little bit of standing with legs and hips, okay? I'm gonna grab my blocks. If you don't have them, you don't have to have them. I'm gonna bring one leg just to the corner of the front of my chair and let that be my angle. The other leg can stay just where it is. So I'm only opening up really one side, okay? Externally rotating on one side here. I'm gonna place my blocks, one on the outside of the foot here, one on the inside of the foot that's open. You can also do it on the out, really it doesn't matter. It's just going to have a different kind of a stretch. So let's take our arms out first to the side. Good. Let them lift up. And then I'm going to lean over towards the leg that has the open hip. Okay. And then I'm going to release the bottom arm down to the block. Find myself in this nice side opening. Just like if we had the other arm up, but we're letting it rest down. And we're able to press down there into the block. Or if you don't have a block, you can take your hand here, press into the side of your calf. Just because that gives a little more resistance. Okay. And then stay here. Bring the other arm back up. Bring your body up. That takes a lot more core to enter it that way. If that's too much, please just go back to lowering yourself in a more step-by-step manner, okay? Rise up here. Let's take ourselves over to the other side, to the side of the foot that's facing forward. Okay, straight. Lengthen a little bit more. Leave the top arm up. Take the bottom arm down. Find that block, or find your thigh, or find your calf, find your knee, find something to find stability with, right? If you don't have blocks yet, you might want to just break the bank and get some blocks, you guys. It just makes it nice for any kind of a practice that you're going to do. So really lengthen here. And again, if just lifting this arm off the block is a little bit much, you can take it first to the thigh. Otherwise, you can take it up, come back into that side angle, and slowly lift up. Bring both arms up, lengthen. And now bend into your elbow, take it to your thigh, and take this arm over, and then bring yourself up. Take it over, exhale. Bring yourself up, inhale. Exhale, over, long. That's nice, you guys. 2 more. Exhale, over. Gals. Politically correct now. I'm not sure what we call anybody anymore. Come on up. You people, you human beings, my friends, bring your hands down. Good. Both arms relieve themselves downward. Take your arms back up. Inhale. Palms together in prayer. Bend your elbows. We're going to get some tricep. Several experiences with that. Elbow points up, fingers point down. Rest your head on your hands. Just rest it back. Press into your fingers and your palms if you want a little more sensation in those triceps. Maybe you don't. And then lift your hands back up. Separate them and slowly bring them down. Good. All right. So let's switch out to the other side. If you have the blocks, you're going to want to move those. So the leg that was out with that externally rotated hip is going to come into neutrality. I'm going to place that block on the outside of that foot. And before I kind of moved it too, so you might be ending up moving it to where that's right for you. The other leg just opens, not a whole lot, just to about the same place as that front chair leg. And that block comes down to the outside or inside. Okay, foot. And let's go ahead and lift up, inhale, all the way up, lengthen. Shift our body weight over to the left. Keep lengthening those arms. Fingers pull away from you. Your sits bones pull your weight back down. So it's a push me, pull me here. Top arm stays up. Bottom arm seeks the block. Or the chair. You could put it on the chair, okay? Or you can put it on your thigh. But you want something to rest upon so you can really engage to that side body. Maybe opening up your fingers more. You're going to feel that even more. Maybe you don't want to. You want to be just kind of loose, and that's all right too. If you want more engagement, though, I'll keep offering it to you. You can press your feet into the ground. You should feel that radiating up into your thighs and into your glutes, even into your abs. One more big breath here. Being strong in your core. We're going to lift this other arm so that it is parallel to the top one, or we did it by little lifting. Slowly rise up with a straight spine. Really lift here. Let's take one set of cactus arms in between. Pull down, lift up hard. And raise up, inhale. And let's take it on over to this side. Finding that we're trying to lengthen those arms, lengthen the side body as we're squeezing in right there. Right, you guys have that. You're pulling back that upper shoulder a little bit, lengthening. And then finding your chair, your thigh, or your block, and place it so that you feel supported there. Okay? And I keep opening up that side body. And you can work that hand up or you can take it up and find that parallel position, one arm and the other, and then bring yourself up. You're doing all of that with core strength. One more time, pull down, lift heart. Bring yourself up. Hands come into prayer, cross thumbs in the opposite way, shoot those fingers up, bend into your elbows, rest your head back. Little pillow here as you feel that sensation. If you pull those elbows up a little higher or back a little bit more, you'll feel it more, but don't need to. Same with pressing into palms. Can or cannot do that, it's up to you. And then lifting into straight spine, releasing arms up. Exhale, hands down. Bend into this elbow. Take your arm, lift and bring it over. Exhale. Back up, straight fingers. Inhale, lengthen side body. Exhale, take it over. Nice. 2 more times. Do you feel, do you hear your breath? Bringing it up, both arms up, inhale. Come on into opening up heart. Practice. Set those arms back up. And bring your arms back down. And now let's go ahead and come back into neutral. Bringing both feet into parallel, lining up all of our joints, sitting up straight and tall. Taking a few breaths here in mountain as a transition to our next piece. And it takes work to stay in mountain. It takes work to keep a long spine. We're into our core when we are attending to that. It takes work to keep your feet on the ground and pressing into the ground. It takes work to keep yourself from the knees caving in, right? We've got to have a little bit of action there, even in this simple Tadasana pose. Okay. Let's go ahead and take both legs wider than where we were. Okay. But maybe not, maybe for you it's the same width, but if you want to go, your body feels like it's willing, wanting, and able to go a little bit more in a deeper opening, a deeper kind of a squat. Take it to where it's right for you. Once you think you get there, take a shoulder forward as I do. I'm lifting off my sits bones here. And I'm going to come into a bit of a twist, looking over my back shoulder. And I'm keeping this knee from caving in. Okay, I'm still keeping it out. And I've got my cheekbone off the seat. And then I'm going to come back to what is neutral and symmetrical right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and start taking a shoulder forward as I lift this sits bone off. And I look over the back shoulder. I'm trying to keep that knee out. Mine's caving in. Try to keep it out. And then bringing myself back forward, checking into sits bones to see that I've got my balance there. I'm going to take my hands and put them on the inside of my knees. And I'm going to press outward with my hands, inward with my knees. They're going to have a little bit of tug of war, okay? Which one's going to be stronger? We're going to keep them equally They're going to come out at a tie. All right. So we don't want the arms to press so much that the legs go open more, nor do I want my knees to cave in to my hands. So open fingers. See if you can strengthen that a little bit more. Can you push a little more in with your hands and a little more in with your knees? And are you doing it or not? You don't have to, okay? Keep that in mind. This is all about you. And if you're not, you are working on posture, okay? And exhale. Let yourself go. If you have blocks in front of you, just let yourself hang there a bit, not unsupported. You can let your head hang a bit and then work your way back up. This time opposite, my hands are coming to the outside of my knees. My knees are going to press out. My hands are going to press in, or I might just be working on nice posture that looks like I'm doing something, okay? Go ahead. If you want, you can. And at the same time, if you want to add that, making sure you're connected to the earth strongly, pressing down as you press in with your hands, out with your knees, straight through the spine, crown reaches up, breathing. Feel that even maybe into your glutes, maybe feeling it into your core, maybe shaking a little bit. And exhale, release. Now let those knees cave in. Feel how good that feels, right? To have the knees in, have your internal rotation of your hips. Go ahead and slouch a little bit. Slouch time. Okay, slouch asana. Let your chin come down a bit. And then take yourself, stack those vertebrae one on top of the other. Stack your knees on top of your ankles. And from here, let's go ahead and lift the right arm down, lift the left one up, okay? And we're just gonna do a half pull down into half goddess to just see the difference here. Inhale. As I do, I'm kind of pressing out into my right knee with my right hand and then pulling down with my left, okay? So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull down. Maybe here you can pay attention a little more to pressing your feet into the ground because we're only using the one arm. Let's do two more. Inhale. Exhale. Take it on down. Good. And then relieving your left hand down, keeping that left knee from going in and giving a little pressure there like we did before. Take the other arm up. Okay, so we're activating here as well. Pull on down, exhale. Just to about shoulder height. Inhale. And exhale. Now this knee is going to want to cave in. I need to try to hold it back, press my feet into the earth. Two more here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull down. Rising up. Down. Good. Take your hands down. Let your legs cave in again. Let yourself come into slump asana here. Slumping on down. The nice thing about this is we relieve the shoulders and pull away from the ears. Relieve the back of the neck. We squeeze into our thyroid. And then go ahead, let your feet come back straight onto the earth. And from here, let's sit ourselves back more into the chair, but with wide legs, okay? So wide legs, your hands are right here on the front of the chair in between your legs. And you have your feet open to whatever feels right for you. And hold on to that chair. Lift onto the toes, okay, or onto the balls of your feet here. And then press on down into your heels. Almost feel yourself rising out of your chair, okay? Because there's so much connection between foot and ground. Come on up on the balls of your feet. Here you feel yourself kind of pulling down into the chair more. And then come into the heels and you feel yourself rising up a little bit. At least I do. And then go ahead, balls of the feet, connect to the seats. And then heels, pressing up. Feel that length. And then feel evenness there. And then hands on your chair. Take yourself on your feet. There's someone stopping in front. See what I'm doing? And bring your body weight forward and start to lift yourself out of the chair with straight legs. Separate your feet as much as you need. Your hands are on that chair. Your back is flat. And I don't know what kind of chairs you have, but you all look like you're pretty much doing this. Sherry, you've got a bench today, it looks like. Yeah? I've used, no, it's a chair. Okay, good. Come on back down. Yeah, good. And let's see if we can gracefully lean forward and bring ourselves back up again. Yeah, straight as spine as we can. And then exhale, take it on down. Flop, flop. And inhale, come on up. And then from here, can you begin to walk your hands up to the back of your chair? So we have our legs separated, right? Hands on the back of the chair. Okay. Press down into the back of the chair. Squeeze your legs into the sides of your chair. And see if you can open up your heart and pull back on your shoulder blades just a little bit. So we're adducting into muscles into the outside of the chair there. And then take yourself forward. And then whatever you need to do, may not be too graceful. We can get back into the chair and then let's stand up for a bit. Okay, so you may need to take your feet back to the front. We're going to use the chair though for some work with the hips and strengthening into the legs and lengthening into our spine. All right, so give me about 8 minutes like this or so, and your bodies will appreciate it. So go ahead and have your hands on the back of the chair and walk yourself back. I'm going to move my chair a bit just so I'm not totally out of the picture there. I'm going to walk back. And so I have a nice long spine. My biceps and my ears are close together. You can bend into your knees as much as you like or need. You're really lengthening that spine, keeping your arms as straight as possible. Keeping your ears next to your biceps will help too. All these little cues, you may only want to do 1 or 2 of them, but they'll eventually all make a little more sense. So your knees are bent and you're just kind of squatting here. And then straightening the legs and walking yourself back towards the back of your chair. Yeah, good. And finding length in your spine. And with that chair, pressing down, not pulling towards me, I'm going to go ahead and rise up on the balls of my feet. Feel that in your shins, in your calves. Come on back down slowly. Such a good little exercise to do while you're doing dishes, brushing your teeth. You've got a countertop there, or maybe by a wall. And just strengthening our legs here with just little lifts up onto the balls of the feet. Let's do 2 more. Good. And right now we've got our feet at about hips distance. Let's go ahead and open up our legs a little bit more, about the distance of the chair legs. Okay, whatever feels right for you. I'm going to have a slight turn out of my toes and a slight inwardness with my bones. And I'm going to do something really similar. I'm going to again press down, not back on that chair. As I lift up, squeeze into your glutes too. Okay, you may feel that. It feels good to do that. Come on back down. Come on up. Squeezing into your muscles, bringing those muscles just hugging into the bones even more here. I inhale and I lift. I exhale, come down. 2 more. Good. And then from here, go ahead and come up at the balls of your feet and take one heel down and bend into the other knee a little bit more. Okay. And then come on up to the balls of both feet, one heel down, bend into the other knee a little bit more. Okay. So we're kind of just changing sides, right? One leg will bend out, the other one will go flat. Both come up in the center into the balls of your feet and then take it on down. Right? If we were doing this faster, it'd be kind of like a little Irish jig or something. Okay, just doing it slow. Do one more set each side. It's about all I'm going to be able to do because I am standing on rocks. And, feels really good. Come on up. Bring yourself down. Ooh. And from here, we're going to go ahead, take those legs back in and just take the hips left and right, bend into your knees. And this is a little bit faster than what we were just doing. So we're not doing it with a breath. We are just moving knees, hips, chest, shoulders, head, whatever it wants to go, let it go. Good. All right, place weight onto your right foot and turn out your left knee, left hip, okay? And we are going to stand in tree pose. So this is tree right here. I'm on my ball of my foot or I'm on my toe, right? And I could take one hand to my chest. Maybe I take both hands, okay? Only if you feel you've got your balance on the toe. Stand up nice and tall and straight and right tree pose. We can easily do this seated in the chair too. And then hands come down. And then place your left foot on the ground, but keep that left knee open. And then pick it up and place it down. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, take it down. You may only lift a couple inches. Doesn't matter. You're defying gravity. No matter what you're doing, you're working into this hip joint. You're lubricating it. You're taking it as slow as you like. Okay? As slow or low as you like. Or as slow and high as you like. 2 more. With strengthening for glutes and for hips. This time lift. Let's take 2 circles going in one direction. And again, you may not have much of a lift there. 2 going in the other direction. Make sure you're keeping your balance with the chair. And then let that foot come down. And then let's walk it out again. Right? Take your knees. Walk them. Take your hips and walk them. If you want, you can let your arms just go to let everything loosen up. Okay, good. And then let's go ahead and do tree on the other side. I'll just turn the other way here. So I'm going to take weight onto my left foot and I'm going to take my right knee out and my right hip opens up and I come onto the ball of that right foot or maybe to my big toe and I lift all the way up through the center part of my body. And maybe I take one hand here, focus on one point. Something that's not moving, maybe the other hand comes up. Those of you that take tree any further than this can go to foot to ankle or raise the foot off the ground. This is tree. We're supported, we're rooted, we're grounded, we're balanced. or happy, happy trees. Just like eagles, there's so many trees, right? A lot more kinds of trees than there are eagles. But be your own eagle, be your own tree. Hands come down. Go ahead and flatten that foot down. Straighten the leg, but still keep the foot outward. Okay? And then we're going to just go ahead and start to pick it up and place it down, just like we did before. Could be just here. Could be way up here. Could be somewhere in between. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. And lift to whatever feels right for you. And let's get a little lubrication going into that hip joint. 2 times in one direction, 2 times coming around in the other direction. And then placing that foot down and walk it out. Just like, little walks. You can do walk it out. I don't know. I don't really see people walking like this, but maybe in the movies, the cartoons. Walk it out here. Good. And then just pick up your feet one at a time, as high as you like, and walk it out with a little more height. Good. And then kind of take yourself a little bit back from your chair. Okay. Make sure you guys can still see me. A little bit back, because I'm going to take weight to my right foot. I'm going to let my left leg come out and cross it over my center line. And I'm just going to do this. Let my leg pass to the left, to the right. Keeping my foot a little flexed so I'm not stubbing my toe along the way. But feel that in your hip. Straight leg, and also just good to cross our center line. This is also feeling it right here in your core, where we all need that. 2 more. Place that foot down. Walk with your arms, walk with your hips. However you want to do that, but walk it out. Good. And now we're going to take weight into our left foot, and we're going to do that same thing with our right leg. So I'm going to move these blocks, or I'll end up kicking them down. And so my right leg comes out. I'm going to cross it over. I'm going to flex into it. And you don't have to flex a lot. The more you do flex, though, the more you're going to feel that in your hip. But I don't want to point my toes, or they're going to drag on the floor or on these rocks. But I'm just getting that swing in. And again, that swing may be really, really low. Okay? Just whatever you're doing, you are getting that same kind of momentum and that motion going. Okay? The height is irrelevant. And 1 more. And foot comes down. Walk it out. Really get into the hips. Get into the shoulders. Woo. And then we'll get back into the chair. Good job on that, you guys. And you may feel it right in your hips. Okay. So if you feel in your hips later today or tomorrow, that's from this. If you feel it in the tricep, it's from this, because we've done a lot in those 2 areas today. So we're going to go ahead and take it back into the chair. And we're going to come into a bit of a warrior 3. All right. Warrior 3, seated in a chair. So the way we're going to do that, I'm going to keep my left foot forward. I'm going to take my right leg and kind of come over to one side of the chair, okay, to the right side of the chair a little bit. So front leg is forward. My right leg is going to either hang down, or I take it behind me as much as my body's allowing, and maybe onto the ball of that back foot. Okay. And then I'm going to take my arms up, interlace everything but my index finger. Really lengthen here and begin to just draw my body weight forward. You may stop at an inch, okay? Don't need to go very deep because this will take core strength no matter how low you go. Pressing back into the ball of that back foot, soaring yourself forward over that forward leg. Just like we did when we had both arms extended to the side, we're suspending ourselves in the air. To do that, it takes muscular endurance, strength. Slowly bring yourself up. Keep the length in your spine. Pull down into goddess arms. Open up. Heart lifting. Rise on back up. One more time. Pull down. Open. Bring yourself up. Take your hands on down. Take them onto the chair and assist yourself to move over, sliding to the other side. So we can do a warrior 3 version, seated on the chair. Everything can be done pretty much from a chair. That's what I love about this. And it's been fun for me to explore those ideas and invent them. I mean, maybe someone else did, but you know, I have to work on trying to figure that out sometimes. So go ahead and have the front foot facing me. That back side leg comes down. Either you let it hang, maybe you've got your shin on a block, okay? Or you're able to extend that leg back behind you and come onto the ball of that back foot, right? So if we were in a lunge position standing, we would be weighted here, but we're not, just seated in the chair. The chair is helping us to wait. Our arms come up. We cross in the opposite way. Index finger still stays released. Lengthen here. Press back into the ball of the foot or press down into your shin if it's on a block. Just come forward an inch or 2 or 3 or 4. Keep lengthening though. We're not collapsing, right? We're keeping a long spine by keeping a strong base of our body attached to chair and ground. We're keeping a strong center by having a good core engagement here. Really let yourself soar out and forward. Breathe, you guys, breathe. Breathe, people breathe. Breathe, friends, breathe. Breathe, humans, breathe. Breathe, ladies, breathe. Breathe, women, breathe. Inhale up. Exhale, pull down into cactus. Inhale, rise. Pull on down, exhale. Nice, rising up. Hands come down. Let's readjust ourselves. No blocks needed. Just your chair. Send yourself back into your chair, into that protective, supported, complete essence of your chair. So in other words, let your spine connect to the back of your chair. Your feet may be dangling, so blocks are nice. Or you can take your heels up to the front of your legs in the chair and come to the balls of your feet, but be supported, okay? This doesn't feel good to just hang and have something cutting into the underside of your leg. So here, or any of you that want can come into maybe a half lotus position, or you can come into Sukhasana. Okay. You guys find what's good for you. And find your spine back in the chair. Just stay in the chair though. I don't think any of you were there the other night, no. But poor Denise Kavner, we were doing our evening Zoom for the crown chakra. And she got out of the chair and got back, and the chair slipped and she bounced on the ground. She's kind of a bouncer, but we just got to be careful. The chairs sometimes have a mind of their own, and they leave us behind to our behinds. So find your spine and let yourself just massage your shoulders maybe and the length of your spine on the back of that chair. And then come to stillness. Take hands up, thighs, however you are seated. Close eyes. Recall your breath. Remember your breath. Remember your breath. Your breath. Carry that breath with you throughout your day. Carry your love and peace and joy to carry within your heart with you throughout your day. Remember to save those for yourself and to share them. We gotta make sure we have them, or have anything to share to others, right? We can't put peace out there if I don't have peace in here. So let's make sure we're taking care of ourselves, right? Like you guys just did. So hands at heart center. I honor that place in you where the universe dwells, the beautiful universe. Yes, I honor that place in you where there is love and light and that peace and that joy. When you are in that place in you, and I find myself